Hey, I'm Dr. Mark Rosenberg of HowToStretch.com and Anatomy of Chi. This is a little bit of a different type video I'm doing today. The Anatomy of Chi series has brought in a lot of emails, and the number one question people ask me is what can I do to get my energy moving? So today I want to talk about two different systems, yoga versus Tai Chi. Now last week's video was a video of me performing the Tai Chi form and some martial arts skills from Tai Chi. I'll be doing more of that in the future, so stay tuned and make sure you tell on your friends. But today I'm going to talk about yoga versus Tai Chi. Yoga is often thought of as a system of exercises or stretches for the body. Actually, the original system of yoga was an 8-limb path of personal and spiritual development. There were mental exercises, breathing exercises, physical exercises, exercises on one's personality and manifestations in the world. But the actual physical exercises themselves were one of the limbs. Oh, by the way, the whole system was codified by a master named Patanjali many thousands of years ago, and wrote a book called the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And the postures themselves were called asana. Now, asana is a Sanskrit word, and Sanskrit is a fascinating language. A means without. Sana means to sit. So asana means to sit without pain. It was assumed that you understood the context in which it was spoken. So basically the postures of yoga would open up energy blocks so you could sit and study and learn and live life and not be in pain. It was one of the ways that the person would stay healthy through the practice of these postures. Now, Tai Chi, also about 5,000 years ago, was developed also to unblock energy pathways, but there was a martial arts component to it, of course. To use it as a martial art would take many years of study, and like my teacher told me, I'm a third-degree black belt in Tang Sudo, which is a style of Korean karate. He said it was much better for a short period of time, somebody wanted to learn self-defense, to use a system of karate, which would utilize forces in your muscles to generate a skill to defend yourself, as opposed to the internal styles which would use energies to do so, which could take many years or decades to cultivate as a form of self-defense. However, it can be used pretty much in a short period of time to enhance one's health, and as you go on in Tai Chi, your health will improve and improve and improve. But let's go back a bit and contrast yoga versus Tai Chi. And in yoga, let's just take any limb. You would stretch the limb, and the goal is to relax deeply in that as you lengthen the muscle and hold the posture and breathe and relax. Now, as you do so, your internal relaxation are telling those nerves to relax the muscles, but you're using leverage to hold the muscle in a state of tension. As you let go deeper and deeper and deeper, you can get deeper and deeper into the posture. So that's very interesting because there are many different layers of muscles. On the back alone, there are 7 different layers of muscles. Some muscles in your back could be tight from an old injury, or if you're a woman, from carrying babies. Or if you're sitting at a desk, some muscles might be weak from being collapsed at the desk. When you hold it and as you relax into it, you'll find out where your shortcoming is. And don't be shy with yourself. If it hurts or if it feels tight, stick with it. That's what needs work. So, on the other hand, Tai Chi doesn't ask you to hold a posture in leverage to relax it. We're asking you to hold the posture in relaxation and drop down even further under it while you're holding that up. Let's say, for example, this move is called ward off left. While you're holding that up with the minimal muscles possible, telling the rest of the body to stay in alignment, which might require some muscle use, and relax down any extraneous tension. Now, the similarities, in yoga you might be tight, let's say from sitting at a desk or from carrying babies, and that's why the muscle's tight. Or it could be an emotional state, and the same thing for Tai Chi. This could be tight because historically you always did a jackhammer or something, and you need to let go, or it could be tight because you always wanted to punch somebody. Okay, there's no moral judgment on that. If you wanted to punch somebody and you didn't, it's okay. I mean, but people, that, like I said in one of the earlier videos, these normal emotional states like fear, like anger, like love, like are all normal to the human. And it's the overindulgence in those emotions, and particularly the negative ones, that break down the body over time and cause disease. So let's say this is historically tight, because you've been an uptight type A person and you're doing Tai Chi, and you notice you can't relax the arm. Well, as you start to relax and sink into your belly, as I did last week in that unliftable stance demonstration, you'll find that there are certain layers of tension that you start to let go. And it's like peeling layers of an onion skin off. So you could say that in Tai Chi we peel, the onion, and in yoga we pull the layers of the onion skin off. Either way, they're both working on the same thing from two different angles. So of course it would behoove you to practice both if you can, but that's a little information regarding the two systems and how they affect our energy. 5,000 years ago, roughly, I wasn't around, so I'm just guessing, it was a very interesting time for man. I think a lot of things shifted in terms of commerce, in terms of availability of food, in terms of housing, and instead of... Before that, everybody would have to go out and hunt themselves. Everybody would have to go out and make their own tents, and everybody would have to go out and make their own this. Several thousand years ago, things started to change where people became specialists. Some people, they were the town rug maker, and the other person was the town pot maker, and the other person provided food. Then you started getting specialization where people did the same thing every day. Things started to settle in. So in the East, in India and China and other places over there, they started realizing we needed systems to undo what effect life was starting to have on the human form. Now, what powers the human form is the intellect and the emotions. Hopefully it's governed by the intellect and the emotions stay in check if they're negative ones. I say negative because if you're happy, it's very good for your energy to be happy. But if you're uptight and sad, it breaks down the body. There's a book written by, I don't remember the title, by O. Carl Simonton, medical doctor, about cancer. And he saw a huge correlation between people's emotional states and whether they recovered from cancer or not. Another similar book is Love, Medicine, and Miracles by Bernie Siegel, MD, where he also has similar stories to tell. And those are both authors worth researching to see the connection between how we think and how our emotional states affect our physical states and what it can do to us. And my explanation here is energically how it affects the organs and some tools for you how we could fix that. In later chapters, I'm going to be talking about nutritional things that maybe you hadn't thought about that you could use to enhance what you're already doing to keep the energy flowing. Okay, that's all for today. Come back and visit again.